Hey, it's Todd with the Stop Shop. We're putting one of our refresher kits on the front of the 67 Firebird. It was converted to disc brakes. We know that because it has a 69 to 72 GM A-body caliper rather than what would have come factory on a 67 Firebird, which is the big 4-piston caliper. So this was converted at some time, which means when we put the new rotors and calipers on, we won't have to change spindles. But obviously, this isn't going to work either. It's old, rusty, who knows whether it's even functional. So we're going to go through real quick and put our kit on, which includes drilled and slotted rotors, black powder coated calipers, and braided stainless hoses, and then we use new Timken bearings to get everything rolling well. Alright, got our cotter pin out. I can tell you that was too tight, whoever put this on there. This is supposed to get put on and just past finger tight there, or else you can preload the bearings and cause problems. I don't mind scratching this up a little bit because we're putting a new one on anyways. Along with the bearing kit, it comes with our bearing kit comes with new Timken bearings, new seals, cotter pins, castle nuts, and washers. Oh, I'm tightening. It's a 3/8 Allen wrench is what we need for these old calipers and our new ones, so it's probably what you'll need too if you're watching this. Did you want to do it? You'll probably notice that if you're a person who works on cars a lot, you're probably cringing watching me use the wrong tool here. I realize if I had a better socket with the right size, I could do this much more quickly, but I don't have all the best tools here at this location, so work with what we got. We'll be fast forwarding through this part regardless. Jeez. the teardown part is going to be much less interesting. We can definitely do this on ultra fast forward. I'm sure people don't really need help taking their calipers and rotors off so much. Are you enjoying that sound? Now we can pop our caliper actually off, set it here down on the unhook our brake line there. This is the little C-clip that holds that onto the bracket. Pop that off. Releases the hose. There's our caliper. There's our rotor. Just smashed my finger. Well, on this part, some people, if you're really building a perfect car, you're going to want to maybe replace your backing plates. I'm just going to wipe off some of this excess stuff here because everything else is covered. This is going to be a car that we drive a lot, so I'm not going to spend much time on this because it's going to be covered in brake dust again. Get that spider's nest out though. So now we're left with the bare spindle there. Take our rotor, flip it over. Need a bearing to go in there. Got my bearing packing tool right here. Set that down in here. And press my bearing packer. I see. See where the grease is now pushed all the way up from the bottom side of the bearing, and the bearing packer comes out of the top there. So we know we're ready to drop that down in. Do need my seal. I take our seal. Put that in the back. I'm not actually going to clean up the spindle. I can see it's in good shape the way that it is actually. So sometimes I've seen them where they need kind of cleaned up a little bit, but I like the way that one looks. Got the seat right on there. I take our outer bearing, drop in my bearing packer, which I bought today. Now that I know how to use it, it's pretty nice. And we got fully greased bearings. That slides right into place. I've got my washer. Castle nut. Now we don't want to over tighten this, because you can actually you can overload your bearing. So I want to tighten it just to make sure it's seated down in place. And then I'm actually going to bring it back just a little more than finger tight there on that. So our cotter key slides through to hold everything in place. Bend it up around here. Now there's probably a smart way to do this. I'm going to go with hitting it with a hammer. It's a dust cap. That just keeps any dust or debris out from getting in on the onto the bearings, which can cause you problems, of course. Now we've got our caliper here. Now this is important on the other side, which I did first to test things out. I didn't add the flex hose. It was really difficult to reach back in and get that in place. So now as we put a caliper on, of course we want to make sure our bleeder screw is on the top. If it's not on the top, then you've got the wrong side caliper. Let's see if we can get this to sit in place here. I'm reaching through the top there to get that. Okay, so now we've got our caliper in place. Just going to tighten these down, which we don't need to show you. But once it's tightened down, the last thing we have to do, of course, take our hose, meet up with our brake line, and we'll grab another clip to hold that in place. So this kit is something that we sell, of course. There we go. The part number is actually Refresher Black or Refresher Red. That's going to give you the powder-coated calipers, drilled and slotted rotors, braided stainless hoses, and then the new bearing kit that goes down in it. Fits 67 to 69 Camaro or Firebird, or any, if they've been converted to disc brakes, or any 64 to 72 GMA body, Chevelle, GTO, Cutlass, that's been converted. You'll know if it'll work for you if when you look at your old setup on your car, if it looks like this. It's the most popular setup. The single piston calipers that were factored on 69 to 72 are also what are used in all the disc brake conversion kits. So, thestopshop.com. Thanks a lot.